Syracuse, Princeton, and Notre Dame. Virginia 3-3. They feel this is a litmus test game and a tipping point moment in the season. Terps control the opening draw, and they will go to work on offense. There is Braden Erksa, Georgia native, Maryland's top scorer the last 2 years. And the first Maryland offense, Quint, reminiscent of some of John Tillman's older teams where they hunt for the best shot, they find it, they get it, they score. Bryce Ford, his 10th of the season.
Patience and efficiency, working for the best shot, not the first shot. And they're willing to take their time and to eat into the shot clock. This is just a lefty downhill dodge by Ford. One of a handful of transfers for John Tillman at the midfield that have really shown up and made a big difference. He's a graduate student, having completed
the depth. Midfield production was an issue last year. It's been an issue this year, and an early turnover as Griffin shuts his pass, goes off the stick of Thomas Menke.
You were talking about the freshmen, their top 3 recruits: Kyle Colsey, Ryan Dunkel, Sean Brown.
Production and turnovers.
A second midfield for Maryland gets its first run. Elijah Stovall, who had a couple goals against Delaware last week. A little high cheddar, 2-0 Terps.
This is pure heat by Stovall. 6'4", 210 pounds, out of Bradenton, Florida. You know, John Tillman stuck with him last year, gave him the reps, and made sure that he was getting the playing time. And there were some growing pains, but now as a sophomore, you see the confidence in the shooting stroke. And when someone that big and that strong sets their feet with no defensive pressure on the hands, bye-bye. Lefties on this field right now: Ford, Keegan, Whittier, Kelly.
Whittier defended by Ben Ware, one of the top LSMs in the country.
Whittier's played great this season.
Keegan gets top side, 3-0 Terps.
They're just a machine. It's a fine oiled machine. Early in the season, we thought it would take this team with all sorts of new faces maybe a month or two to find themselves. Not so fast. This team was ready to go right from the first game, and you can see how efficient they are on offense.
This is also
versatility.
A team that doesn't care who scores. Keegan was an attackman at Binghamton, so good around goal line extended, and like the way that he just extends his angle when he leaves his feet. It gives him an extra 3 or 4 feet to can that. This is all you need to know about this offense. Zero preseason All-American.
He plays man-to-man defense, slow to double team.
Stovall gets to the left hand. It is 4-0 Maryland. They have scored on every shot, and Quint is Matthew Noon seeing it.
No, he's not, and that's why I'm looking down at their bench to see what Kyle Morris, 38, their backup goalie's got going on. This is one that this goaltender has to make. Stovall's jump shot from mid-range. Talked about the lack of double teams, Clark. On an island you are as a defender. Gets back to his strong left hand.
From a scout perspective, you know that Stovall wants to go back to his left.
They want to be confrontational on the ball. Virginia always wants to be confrontational on loose balls. But anytime you cross-check and extend or drive an elbow
on every shot. Dowd feeds inside, shot, first save for Nunes. To the applause of the Klockner crowd, Chismar out of the scrum, looking for the punt return clear, and he makes his way through about 4 red shirts. They wait for the perfect shot. That can get you in trouble if it's late in the shot clock, but it's worked for Maryland all season, and certainly today, 4 for 5. Whittier to Keegan. Bounce shot, score, using the concrete turf of Klockner.
This is a thing of beauty.
It is, and Lars Tiffany told us this week, George Fulton, the defender during film, was saying Maryland is addicted to the perfect shot. Well, this is as good as it gets. Keegan on a bouncer using his right hand The Binghamton body. It's very difficult to move him. He wins the leverage
Shaller's
game.
a wrestler.
Yeah, you got to play him in space.
Shuts, crease feet, Sunderland.
Oh my gosh.
Doorstep denial.
First two fakes and stays with it. He doesn't quit on this. Watch. Pump, down low. He stays with it.
Yard sale, Ware the takeaway. Can Virginia get on the board? Shuts, Millen, McNaney there again. He's been a brick wall out of the glass town of Corning.
So they're not the regular Virginia 4 or 5 guys being rolled out.
Aiken spins down the alley. Spanos from X. Now Stobaugh. 2 goals already. Another stick popped into the air.
Sale.
You got to let Ware play in the middle of the field. He's got the ball right now. They're asking a ton from him.
Griffin Shuts over to Millen. Top scoring freshman in the country last year. McNaney got a stick on it. Millen's shooting percentage this year below 20. And now here comes Maryland. Let's see if they push. Team at Connor Schellenberger and Peyton Cormier, who's are 0 for in the first quarter today. Colsey, into lead. Bounce shot, and Virginia finally gets on the board. It's Interlead's 3rd of the season.
During the break, Quinn, when Keegan let that one fly on the other end for the Terps, we were talking about grass, high bouncers, stick in corners. It's not just Keegan.
Playing on the natural grass, you never know. And a yard sale from Ben Ware will trigger some offense. And then you talk about every field is different, but so many games now in college lacrosse being played on the plastic, the sport grass surfaces. But in the ACC, we got 3 grass fields: Virginia, North Carolina, and Duke.
There's no way they're going to let Virginia have another crack at this in the first quarter.
Yeah, they can hold for 1. Spanos has been quiet. Ford, step down. Nunes the save. Rebound. Waved off. Kelly was
hidden ball tricks and mom goals. Big theme last weekend up in the Dome.
all recruit out of high school. 3 and white. Colsey. Virginia keeps boomeranging it around. Now Walsh, his shot deflected.
That's Maryland ball. That's a good call by the official, Logan McNaney. Close, getting their right guys on defensively so then they can get you in these sets and they can strangle you.
Here's the speedy Johnny Hackett. Been a slow start. A transfer who came over from Bryant. There's Hackett again. Dumps it back to Colsey. Gets free, shot and a score. Incredible individual effort by Ryan Colsey.
This is a sick move. And the reason this move happens is because of the respect Maryland has for Colsey as an outside shooter. So when someone can sling it from deep, you got to press out, you got to extend. So he makes this move. It looks like shot right there. The slide is playing shot. Colsey's thinking dodge, keeping it to the middle of the field and canning it.
Talked about the lefty, listed as a junior right now, the most improved player that we have seen thus far this season. Spent the summer. Cavs hit a pipe here. Schaller ball watching upfield. Millen had all day from point blank range and ricochets that one off the crossbar.
I think when Millen watches it on tape.
There's Kelly. 2 years ago at Klockner, had the game winner in overtime. That was after that great save sequence by Brian Ruppel.
They're giving him some room here.
Virginia's got nice length on the perimeter.
Kelly thought about it instead. It comes back up top. Spanos over to Urksa. Crease feed. Dubik lost it. Here comes Virginia. Menke wanted it. And that gets the crowd fired up. Will Erdman with his first career goal.
They love the run and gun style. From defense to offense, these fans on their feet, the music's blaring. You feel the home court advantage here in Charlottesville. Watch it, turnover created. This man-down unit has been nasty with their length.
And then off to the races, Will Erdman, out of the Brunswick School in Connecticut, an offensive player in high school. Now he's playing short stick D-midi He's got the green light. If you are a Virginia lacrosse fan, these are the types of
possession and thus the turnover.
30% shooter in 2024, McCabe Millen, over 40 goals, playing alongside Connor Schellenberger.
Menke from Millen. It's a 4-0 Virginia run. Oh, we got a game again.
The second opportunity pays dividends. Millen uses his eyes, Quint.
That turnover proves costly for Maryland. They've asked McCabe Millen to be the point guard. Okay, he's a natural scorer. I'm not sure that's really in his DNA, but on that play, he's the point guard. He presses inside, he draws the double, he steps away, he creates a vacancy, and he pops that ball inside.
I think he has the capability to be a point guard. He's got the vision. I've seen him play enough through the years. Where, you know, you mentioned the behind the presence or the lack of. In 2022, they weren't a behind the goal type of team too, and they put up astronomical numbers with Logan Wisnauskas winning the Tewaaraton in the national championship.
Here's a matchup maybe for the freshman Schultz against a double team. Slide well timed. Nunes catapults out of the cage. Final 30 seconds.
Really nice double team and handle. Push this now, push this.
Maryland's transition defense gets back. The long dodge against Schaller. Millen windmills down the alley. Double team, knocked loose, ball on the ground. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and Maryland's defense wins the battle in the waning seconds. Right after this. Maryland had 6 turnovers, only 3 shots. They have got close to 22 minutes without a goal. Chismar over to Sunderland. Virginia looking for the season.
I like the look, though. They earned the switch.
Here comes Schutz. Gives it up. 1 to shoot. Save McNaney on the long-range missile by Colsey.
That is a flamethrower. That ball's moving. And McNaney.
Walsh, you mentioned Kastner. I saw him at a Stanford basketball shoot-around this year. Comes right up to me and he said, watch out for Jack Walsh this year. Colsey's shot turned away by McNaney. And he's wearing that #1 jersey. First time a goalie's worn that at Maryland since Melvin Stevens. That was your era, Q.
Never heard of him.
89-91. Shot and a score. Aiden Aiken, second of the season. Second goal of his career. The junior from North Palm Beach, Florida.
I watched that Princeton game when he scored his first goal. He showed some pop. There were 2 middies that day that walked away saying, wow, Maryland's got something. Jack Schultz and Aiden Aiken. Aiden Aiken was a big-time recruit out of the state of Florida. And if you look at his ability to break defenders down, he gives you that north-south dodge.
Millen defended by Schaller. Gets free. Over to Menke. Save McNaney. Now
That's
11
really
out of 15.
Look. That's a really good look by McCabe Millen. I'll also say this. We talked where you went was cash only.
That's right. Cash only, baby. There's Schutz. 10 to shoot. Ford slipping inside, and he beats Nunes.
We talk about goalies always being in position. Logan McNaney rarely out of position. Watch Matthew Nunes here get a little too aggressive, Quint.
Late in the shot clock, plays kind of a scramble. Nunes thinks he can be that 7th defender and make a play on the ball. Watch it as his player comes underneath. Look at Nunes, he comes out to maybe take away the angle, but just leaving Ford too much to get top side. Great move underneath. You think you're going to be the slide man, and next thing you know, Nunes is in nowhere's.
There's Keegan. Urksa the wing dodge. Urksa fighting through a double team. He got hacked. Multiple flags down.
Nothing good happens when you take that free hand off your
Plethora of lefties.
field balance.
Penalty on Hudson Hausman. There's Spanos. Now Jack Dodd. Urksa. Kick save Nunes. Popped into the air.
Stop.
Snagged out of the air. That was Hublitz. Nunes able to come away with it.
That was a little bit of a telegraph shot load.
I'm telling you, Tillman has a plan in terms of the way that he wants to ride.
You got some matchups.
Let's play defense.
Urksa stuck on D.
And Griffin shuts, brings Virginia back to within 2.
Virginia known for their ability to play end-to-end. It starts with Logan McNaney, man. You talk about smooth twist. Nunes gets a piece of that off his shaft or maybe the post.
Griffin Shuts, senior year. Backs against the wall. You're 3-3.
Shuts lines up A.J. Larkin. Here's Shuts. Rhinos down the alley. Plays it back to Sunderland. That pass tipped by Larkin and picked up by Maryland and Peter Lake.
And are really, really high because they get top recruiting classes every single year. They're in the top 5, so they restock the cupboard, but it's all about pieces of the puzzle, and this team hasn't figured a way out in terms of gelling.
Mouse game. Now both run off. 20 to shoot. Here comes Hackett. Virginia's waiting for him to explode. Hackett to the cage. Save McNaney. Rebound. Sunderland diving. And the goal is ruled good. Now let's see if John Tillman decides to challenge.
He's seen it 3 times already in the iPad.
This place is going bonkers.
John Tillman running to get the challenge flag.
Let's see, he clearly lands in the crease. Does he land in the goal mouth after he scores? Any part of his body?
Right toe? Oh, the right foot, right toe.
I'd
Not
like
sure.
to see another look too, maybe the left arm even in the goal mouth. So it's 2 things here. Does he step on the crease line with the toe?
With the plant foot. You'll see that in a second, right?
Now John Tillman now watching the video monitor. He wants to challenge.
He doesn't land in the goal mouth. He's clean from the goal mouth. It's all about the crease. Right now, it's not.
Now Ford against Virginia's top shorty, Chismar. Here's the skip. Whittier. Crease feed. Nunes knocks it down. And he's a dangerous outlet pass. Here comes Hackett. Burst to speed. His shot hit somebody in the helmet. Popped into the air. And it comes to Maryland.
Potential numbers.
Gravino wanted a flag, now he gets one.
And White. And Tommy McNeil offsides. Let's take another look at this crease violation, or the call that didn't happen that John Tillman we initially thought would challenge. Right foot. Follow that right foot. Is it on the line? From that angle, it looks like it is.
Yeah, enough to overturn the goal call.
It looks, though, if I had to lead.
Out D3 player at Salisbury.
Defense is in a box or a diamond. The middle man for Maryland.
Spanos! Chalamet!
It's been quiet, Quinn. No longer.
You get condensed on defense, protecting that middle, and you lose kind of your reference in terms of yardage, and Spanos lights up the night here with a high raggy rip to the corner. Watch him plant his feet and use all that 6'4" of length.
And he gets Nunes guessing there. Nunes is not in his fundamental stance right there. He is guessing, and you see his room to Spanos. He'll make you pay.
A face-off won by Maryland. Make it, take it, turn and rake it. Sean Crater, second career goal. And like that, momentum is swung.
They've got the 1-2 punch with Keither and Crater. Crater is what John Tillman calls the young thoroughbred. The upside, the sophomore, one of the top face-off specialists in the country a couple of years ago, and he loves his ball skills. And when you're a face-off guy and you can create offense from the win, you can take your game to another level.
Sophomore from New Jersey, had 50 points as a senior in high school, running a normal midfield.
Over to Sunderland. Out of the chaos, Sunderland takes a spill.
Wow.
No flag.
Put him in a coffin, man. He pressed to the middle. He got buried.
You get the defender who's behind hedging a little bit to help or to show, and then you have that back up. But I thought Whittier, if he turned his stick to the end line more, he could have scored.
Shot clock winding down. Urksa from in close. Maryland extends to a 4-goal lead.
You talk about playing complementary lacrosse. They pound you on defense, being fundamentally sound. They clear it, and then they finish it. Maryland's got the total package going on today.
Addicted to the perfect shot. The perfect shot this time is number 10 out of the ATL. Braden Urksa, the Terps up by 4.
Virginia in the semifinal loss to Maryland as they throw this one away. Erdman tries to save it. He does.
What a grounder by McDonald.
Virginia shot 6 for 30. As much as anything. Urksa spins it back to X and Whittier. Spanos in front. Nunes body save. Rebound Spanos. Cash.
I tell you, it's hard to chase. It's all fine and dandy when you're practicing it during the week, but when you try to do it in the fourth quarter and everyone's gassed, it can get ugly. This is not the worst thing in the world for Virginia. Spanos with the follow-up. He goes to the leaner, and Nunes stuffs him. Boom. But he tracks it.
Do you remember earlier in the third quarter he went behind the back? That probably would have been a good time to go behind the back to increase his angle on the first one, but he follows the shot, like crashing the board in hoops.
You got to look at some of the sportsmanship.
And that's frustration.
That's ridiculous.
Going to get caught with a.
Why? For that. At Syracuse, he was on the scout team his true freshman year and talking to people up there like he might be, I don't know, top 2 or 3 player on the team right now.
Turned out okay.
Yeah, he turned out okay.
Next Saturday on ACC and number 9 Syracuse hosting. And Kark, you've had Syracuse a couple times. That's not the same game that maybe we thought when the schedule came out back in February.
Can I set the total for that game, Kark, at like 29.5, maybe 30?
Colgate likes the 10-man ride. If Syracuse's offense goes.
Kelly, Urksa, check please.
Terps are positioning themselves for a high seed at the end of non-conference play. They'll start their Big Ten schedule from here on out.
Meanwhile, Virginia.
And Virginia's season is very much on the ropes. Turmoil City here as they approach ACC play with a 3-4 record.
They've got Albany and Utah before their ACC opener. Colsey falling down. Maryland closing the game on a 5-0 run. They held the Cavaliers to just 2 goals over the last 35 minutes. Yeah. It's the Ides of March. This Caesar still standing. Maryland will stay number 1. They've got the best resume in the country.